winter is coming.
Be about to.
Be about to.
Be about to.
Be about to.
To be on the verge of doing.
To be on the verge of doing.
Of one's own accord.
Of one's own accord.
Of one's own accord.
Of one's own accord.
Voluntarily, willingly.
Voluntarily, willingly.
In accord with.
In accord with.
In accord with.
In accord with.
In agreement with.
In agreement with.
With one accord.
With one accord.
With one accord.
With one accord.
Unanimously, with unanimous consent.
Unanimously, with unanimous consent.
In accordance with.
In accordance with.
In accordance with.
In accordance with.
In agreement with, following.
In agreement with following.
Of no account.
Of no account.
Of no account.
Of no account.
Unimportant, insignificant.
Unimportant, insignificant.
On account of.
On account of.
On account of.
On account of.
Because of, due to.
Because of, due to.
On no account.
On no account.
On no account.
On no account.
Under no circumstances.
Under no circumstances.
Take account of.
Take account of.
Take account of.
Take account of.
Consider, take into consideration.
Consider, take into consideration.
Take into account.
Take into account.
Take into account.
Take into account.
Consider, include in calculation.
Consider, include in calculation.
Add up.
Add up.
Add up.
Add up.
Calculate the total.
Calculate the total.
Add up to.
Add up to.
Add up to.
Add up to.
Equal, amount to.
Equal, amount to.
In addition.
In addition.
In addition.
In addition.
Furthermore, also.
Furthermore, also.
In addition to.
In addition to.
In addition to.
In addition to.
Besides, as well as.
Besides, as well as.
In advance.
In advance.
In advance.
In advance.
Beforehand, ahead of time.
Beforehand, ahead of time.
Take advantage of.
Take advantage of.
Take advantage of.
Take advantage of.
Make use of, exploit.
Make use of, exploit.
To advantage.
To advantage.
To advantage.
To advantage.
For one's benefit, to one's advantage.
For one's benefit, to one's advantage.
Gain an advantage.
Gain an advantage.
Gain an advantage.
Gain an advantage.
Have a favorable position.
Have a favorable position.
Above all.
Above all.
Above all.
Above all.
Most importantly, primarily.
Most importantly, primarily.
After all.
After all.
After all.
After all.
Considering everything, in the end.
Considering everything in the end.
All but.
All but.
All but.
All but.
Nearly, almost.
Nearly, almost.
All in all.
All in all.
All in all.
All in all.
Overall, when everything is considered.
Overall, when everything is considered.
All over.
All over.
All over.
All over.
Everywhere, throughout.
Everywhere, throughout.
At all.
At all.
At all.
At all.
In any way, to any extent.
In any way, to any extent.
For all.
For all.
For all.
For all.
Despite, nevertheless.
Despite, nevertheless.
In all.
In all.
In all.
In all.
Altogether, entirely.
Altogether, entirely.
Allow for.
Allow for.
Allow for.
Allow for.
Take into consideration, provide for.
Take into consideration, provide for.
Allow of.
Allow of.
Allow of.
Allow of.
Permit, make possible.
Permit, make possible.
Make allowance for.
Make allowance for.
Make allowance for.
Make allowance for.
Provide for, take into account.
Provide for, take into account.
Answer for.
Answer for.
Answer for.
Answer for.
Take responsibility for, be accountable for.
Take responsibility for, be accountable for.
In answer to.
In answer to.
In answer to.
In answer to.
In response to, as a reply to.
In response to, as a reply to.
Anything but.
Anything but.
Anything but.
Anything but.
Definitely not, far from.
Definitely not, far from.
Anything like.
Anything like.
Anything like.
Anything like.
Not at all similar to, completely different.
Not at all similar to, completely different.
For anything.
For anything.
For anything.
For anything.
For any reason, under any circumstances.
For any reason, under any circumstances.
Apart from.
Apart from.
Apart from.
Apart from.
Except for, besides.
Except for, besides.
To all appearances.
To all appearances.
To all appearances.
To all appearances.
Based on how it looks, seemingly.
Based on how it looks, seemingly.
On approval.
On approval.
On approval.
On approval.
Subject to approval or agreement.
Subject to approval or agreement.
As.
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 As
much as, equally.
As much as, equally.
As for.
As for.
As for.
As for.
Regarding, with respect to.
Regarding, with respect to.
As if.
As if.
As if.
As if.
As though, as if it were the case.
As though, as if it were the case.
As it is.
As it is.
As it is.
As it is.
In its current state, considering the current situation.
In its current state, considering the current situation.
As it were.
As it were.
As it were.
As it were.
So to speak, in a way.
So to speak, in a way.
Aside from.
Aside from.
Aside from.
Aside from.
Apart from, in addition to.
apart from, in addition to.
On average.
On average.
On average.
On average.
Typically, on average.
Typically, on average.
Back and forth.
Back and forth.
Back and forth.
Back and forth.
In both directions, repeatedly.
In both directions, repeatedly.
Back down.
Back down.
Back down.
Back down.
Retreat, withdraw, concede.
Retreat, withdraw, concede.
Back of.
Back of.
Back of.
Back of.
Located behind, in the rear of.
Located behind, in the rear of.
Back out.
Back out.
Back out.
Back out.
Withdraw from an agreement or commitment.
Withdraw from an agreement or commitment.
Back up.
Back up.
Back up.
Back up.
Support, provide backup or confirmation.
Support, provide backup or confirmation.
No, backward.
No, backward.
No, backward.
No, backward.
Know very well, be thoroughly familiar with.
Know very well, be thoroughly familiar with.
In the balance.
In the balance.
In the balance.
In the balance.
In an uncertain or critical state.
In an uncertain or critical state.
Off balance.
Off balance.
Off balance.
Off balance.
Unsteady, lacking stability.
Unsteady, lacking stability.
Behind bars.
Behind bars.
Behind bars.
Behind bars.
In prison, incarcerated.
In prison, incarcerated.
Keep something at bay.
Keep something at bay.
Keep something at bay.
Keep something at bay.
Prevent something from happening or approaching.
Prevent something from happening or approaching.
Have a bearing on.
Have a bearing on.
Have a bearing on.
Have a bearing on.
Influence or relate to something.
Influence or relate to something.
On behalf of.
On behalf of.
On behalf of.
On behalf of.
In support of, representing.
In support of, representing.
Bring into being.
Bring into being.
Bring into being.
Bring into being.
Create or cause to exist.
Create or cause to exist.
Come into being.
Come into being.
Come into being.
Come into being.
Begin to exist or happen.
Begin to exist or happen.
At best.
At best.
At best.
At best.
Under the best possible circumstances.
Under the best possible circumstances.
Do one's best.
Do one's best.
Do one's best.
Do one's best.
Make the maximum effort.
Make the maximum effort.
Get the best of.
Get the best of.
Get the best of.
Get the best of.
Gain an advantage or outperform.
Gain an advantage or outperform.
Had best.
Had best.
Had best.
Had best.
Should do something advisable.
Should do something advisable.
Make the best of.
Make the best of.
Make the best of.
Make the best of.
Maximize the benefits of a situation.
Maximize the benefits of a situation.
Better off.
Better off.
Better off.
Better off.
In a more favorable or improved situation.
In a more favorable or improved situation.
For the better.
For the better.
For the better.
For the better.
To improve a situation or condition.
To improve a situation or condition.
Get the better of.
Get the better of.
Get the better of.
Get the better of.
Gain an advantage or win.
Gain an advantage or win.
Had better.
Had better.
Had better.
Had better.
Should do something advisable.
Should do something advisable.
Across the board.
Across the board.
Across the board.
Across the board.
Applies to all, universally.
Applies to all universally.
Above board.
Above board.
Above board.
Above board.
Honest, open, and transparent.
Honest, open, and transparent.
Board up.
Board up.
Board up.
Board up.
Cover or seal with boards.
Cover or seal with boards.
On board.
On board.
On board.
On board.
Aboard a vehicle or ship.
Aboard a vehicle or ship.
A bolt out of the blue.
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 A sudden and unexpected event.
A sudden and unexpected event.
Be bound up in.
Be bound up in.
Be bound up in.
Be bound up in.
Deeply involved or absorbed in.
Deeply involved or absorbed in.
Be bound up with.
Be bound up with.
Be bound up with.
Be bound up with.
Closely connected or linked to.
Closely connected or linked to.
Know no bounds.
Know no bounds.
Know no bounds.
Know no bounds.
Unlimited or without limits.
Unlimited or without limits.
Bow out.
Bow out.
Bow out.
Bow out.
Withdraw or resign gracefully.
Withdraw or resign gracefully.
Break away.
Break away.
Break away.
Break away.
Separate from a group or organization.
Separate from a group or organization.
Break down.
Break down.
Break down.
Break down.
Fail or stop functioning.
Fail or stop functioning.
Break in.
Break in.
Break in.
Break in.
Enter a building unlawfully.
Enter a building unlawfully.
Break into.
Break into.
Break into.
Break into.
Enter forcefully or suddenly.
Enter forcefully or suddenly.
Break off.
Break off.
Break off.
Break off.
End or terminate abruptly.
End or terminate abruptly.
Break out.
Break out.
Break out.
Break out.
Begin suddenly or escape.
Begin suddenly or escape.
Break through.
Break through.
Break through.
Break through.
Make a significant progress or overcome an obstacle.
Make a significant progress or overcome an obstacle.
Break up.
Break up.
Break up.
Break up.
End a relationship or group.
End a relationship or group.
Make a clean breast of.
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 Confess or admit to something openly.
Confess or admit to something openly.
Catch one's breath.
Catch one's breath.
Catch one's breath.
Catch one's breath.
Regain composure or recover from exertion.
Regain composure or recover from exertion.
Hold one's breath.
Hold one's breath.
Hold one's breath.
Hold one's breath.
Refrain from breathing temporarily.
Refrain from breathing temporarily.
Out of breath.
Out of breath.
Out of breath.
Out of breath.
Exhausted from physical exertion.
Exhausted from physical exertion.
Take somebody's breath away.
Take somebody's breath away.
Take somebody's breath away.
Take somebody's breath away.
Impress or astonish someone greatly.
Impress or astonish someone greatly.
Under one's breath.
Under one's breath.
Under one's breath.
Under one's breath.
Speak quietly or in a low voice.
Speak quietly or in a low voice.
In brief.
In brief.
In brief.
In brief.
Concisely, in a short summary.
Concisely in a short summary.
Bring about.
Bring about.
Bring about.
Bring about.
Cause or make something happen.
Cause or make something happen.
Bring around.
Bring around.
Bring around.
Bring around.
Persuade or convince someone.
Persuade or convince someone.
Bring down.
Bring down.
Bring down.
Bring down.
Lower or reduce something.
Lower or reduce something.
Bring forward.
Bring forward.
Bring forward.
Bring forward.
Move a date or event to an earlier time.
Move a date or event to an earlier time.
Bring off.
Bring off.
Bring off.
Bring off.
Successfully accomplish something.
Successfully accomplish something.
Bring on.
Bring on.
Bring on.
Bring on.
Cause something to happen or appear.
Cause something to happen or appear.
Bring out.
Bring out.
Bring out.
Bring out.
Reveal or highlight something.
Reveal or highlight something.
Bring through.
Bring through.
Bring through.
Bring through.
To successfully transport.
To successfully transport.
Bring to.
Bring to.
Bring to.
Bring to.
To revive or awaken.
To revive or awaken.
Bring up.
Bring up.
Bring up.
Bring up.
To raise or mention.
To raise or mention.
In bulk.
In bulk.
In bulk.
In bulk.
In large quantities.
In large quantities.
Bump into.
Bump into.
Bump into.
Bump into.
To accidentally encounter.
To accidentally encounter.
Burn out.
Burn out.
Burn out.
Burn out.
To become exhausted.
To become exhausted.
Bundle up.
Bundle up.
Bundle up.
Bundle up.
To dress warmly.
To dress warmly.
Burn down.
Burn down.
Burn down.
Burn down.
To destroy by fire.
To destroy by fire.
Burn up.
Burn up.
Burn up.
Burn up.
To incinerate completely.
To incinerate completely.
But for.
But for.
But for.
But for.
If it were not for.
If it were not for.
Cannot but.
Cannot but.
Cannot but.
Cannot but.
Cannot help but.
Cannot help but.
By and by.
By and by.
By and by.
By and by.
Eventually, over time.
Eventually over time.
By and large.
By and large.
By and large.
By and large.
Generally, on the whole.
Generally on the whole.
By the by.
By the by.
By the by.
By the by.
Incidentally, by the way.
Incidentally by the way.
Call back.
Call back.
Call back.
Call back.
To return a phone call.
To return a phone call.
Call for.
Call for.
Call for.
Call for.
To demand or require.
To demand or require.
Call off.
Call off.
Call off.
Call off.
To cancel or abort.
To cancel or abort.
Call on.
Call on.
Call on.
Call on.
To visit or request.
To visit or request.
Call up.
Call up.
Call up.
Call up.
To make a phone call.
To make a phone call.
Capable of.
Capable of.
Capable of.
Capable of.
Having the ability to.
Having the ability to.
Care for.
Care for.
Care for.
Care for.
To have affection for.
To have affection for.
Take care.
Take care.
Take care.
Take care.
To be cautious or attend.
To be cautious or attend.
Take care of.
Take care of.
Take care of.
Take care of.
To look after or manage.
To look after or manage.
Carry forward.
Carry forward.
Carry forward.
Carry forward.
To continue or advance.
To continue or advance.
Carry off.
Carry off.
Carry off.
Carry off.
To achieve or win.
To achieve or win.
Carry on.
Carry on.
Carry on.
Carry on.
To continue or proceed.
To continue or proceed.
Carry out.
Carry out.
Carry out.
Carry out.
To perform or execute.
To perform or execute.
Carry over.
Carry over.
Carry over.
Carry over.
To transfer or extend.
To transfer or extend.
Carry through.
Carry through.
Carry through.
Carry through.
To complete successfully.
To complete successfully.
In any case.
In any case.
In any case.
In any case.
Regardless, in any event.
Regardless, in any event.
A case in point.
A case in point.
A case in point.
A case in point.
A specific example.
A specific example.
In case.
In case.
In case.
In case.
In the event that.
In the event that.
In case of.
In case of.
In case of.
In case of.
In the event of.
In the event of.
In no case.
In no case.
In no case.
In no case.
Under no circumstances.
Under no circumstances.
Cash down.
Cash down.
Cash down.
Cash down.
To pay in cash.
To pay in cash.
Cash in on.
Cash in on.
Cash in on.
Cash in on.
To profit from something.
To profit from something.
Case around for.
Case around for.
Case around for.
Case around for.
To search or look for something.
To search or look for something.
Cast aside.
Cast aside.
Cast aside.
Cast aside.
To discard or reject.
To discard or reject.
Cast off.
Cast off.
Cast off.
Cast off.
To let go or remove.
To let go or remove.
By chance.
By chance.
By chance.
By chance.
By luck or accident.
By luck or accident.
By any chance.
By any chance.
By any chance.
By any chance.
By any possibility.
By any possibility.
Chance on.
Chance on.
Chance on.
Chance on.
To happen upon or find.
To happen upon or find.
Stand a chance of.
Stand a chance of.
Stand a chance of.
Stand a chance of.
To have a possibility of.
To have a possibility of.
Take a chance.
Take a chance.
Take a chance.
Take a chance.
To risk or try.
To risk or try.
In character.
In character.
In character.
In character.
In line with one's nature.
In line with one's nature.
Out of character.
Out of character.
Out of character.
Out of character.
Not in line with one's nature.
Not in line with one's nature.
In charge.
In charge.
In charge.
In charge.
Responsible for or in control.
Responsible for or in control.
Take charge.
Take charge.
Take charge.
Take charge.
To assume control or leadership.
To assume control or leadership.
Check in.
Check in.
Check in.
Check in.
To register or arrive.
To register or arrive.
Check out.
Check out.
Check out.
Check out.
To pay and leave a hotel.
To pay and leave a hotel.
Check up.
Check up.
Check up.
Check up.
To examine or verify.
To examine or verify.
In check.
In check.
In check.
In check.
Under control or restraint.
Under control or restraint.
Cheer on.
Cheer on.
Cheer on.
Cheer on.
To encourage or support.
To encourage or support.
Cheer up.
Cheer up.
Cheer up.
Cheer up.
To make happier or more positive.
To make happier or more positive.
Chew over.
Chew over.
Chew over.
Chew over.
To think or ponder.
To think or ponder.
Choke back.
Choke back.
Choke back.
Choke back.
To suppress or control.
To suppress or control.
Choke up.
Choke up.
Choke up.
Choke up.
To become emotional or teary-eyed.
To become emotional or teary-eyed.
Under no circumstances.
Under no circumstances.
Under no circumstances.
Under no circumstances.
In no situation or conditions.
In no situation or conditions.
In the circumstances.
In the circumstances.
In the circumstances.
In the circumstances.
In the given situation or conditions.
In the given situation or conditions.
Lay claim to.
Lay claim to.
Lay claim to.
Lay claim to.
To assert ownership or right to something.
To assert ownership or right to something.
Clear away.
Clear away.
Clear away.
Clear away.
To remove or tidy up something.
To remove or tidy up something.
Clear off.
Clear off.
Clear off.
Clear off.
To remove or disperse, usually of clouds.
To remove or disperse, usually of clouds.
Some people would be better off if they took their own advice.